Hello and welcome to the Browns Blitz. Today is Thursday, October 23rd. This is episode number 318. I'm your host, Rod Bloom. Joining me today or tonight is my brother, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Going great, Rod. Been a good week, huh?
Yeah, it's been a good week. We haven't had a lot of these victory Mondays that stretch into a victory week celebration. So,
Right.
A good week for us. Yeah. Joining us tonight is my friend John Kerwin. You follow him at John Kerwin on X. John is a Patriots fan. We've had a lot of good conversations over the years. Not just about the Pats, but about the Browns and things. So I'm looking forward to talking to John. About this game. Looks to be a good matchup. But John, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, Rod and Jeff, thank you for having me. This is going to be a good conversation. I think this game this Sunday is really going to be an epic one. It's really going to be a good game.
Good.
Yeah, we sure hope
That's what
so.
we like.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't like blowouts.
No,
we don't. We want to see a good game.
No, this is really going to be a good game. Throw the records out. This is a really good game this week.
Yeah. So
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too. So guys, before we launch into our football talk, let's talk about what we're drinking tonight. And Jeff, I didn't even ask you if you're drinking anything, but I know John is. So we're going to do our Blitz Beverages segment tonight. John, you're the guest. You get to go first. Why don't you tell us about what you're drinking there?
Well, I'm an old Irish guy from Boston, so I'm going through some traditional stuff with some PBRs. PBR. You guys probably don't know, but I'm a hockey player. I play hockey 2-3 times a week. This is our go-to. And it's funny, but I do play a team called the Silver Bullets, and we're hooked up with Coors Light somehow. I don't know, but we drink Coors Light. But my old team, it was PBRs.
Nice. All right, Jeff, drink anything tonight?
I've covered it before, Rod, but I'm not going to pull it out of the cozy. But a mango cart, I just thought
it's a good one.
Fit the bill tonight. So,
there you go.
Yeah, the NA mango cart.
Yeah, cool. I'm drinking a Great Lakes Dortmunder Gold Lager.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, and I forgot to take my mirror image thing off, guys. So sorry, I won't mix everybody up by doing it now. But yeah, pretty good. Got that in a variety pack, so tastes good tonight. So cheers, guys. Cheers to a good week of football.
Cheers. Hey, really quick, before we get started, talking about beer. You guys obviously have heard of Sam Adams. It's a Boston-based beer, right? Now, the Patriots had an offensive guard named Sam Adams in the 70s, who wore number 61. So we affectionately call that beer a 61.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and when you get to your 61st birthday, you have to have one, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 20 or whatever you want.
Any Sam Adams. Right. Okay. That makes sense. So John, I didn't tell you about this. I think we'll take this just in kind of a different direction because typically when we have Browns fans on the show for the first time, we let them talk about their Browns fandom because that story is kind of unique for everybody. So why don't we just go a few minutes and let you talk about your football fandom? I know you've been in the Boston area for I think your whole life you were signing pretty much. So give us just kind of the rundown on your fandom, your football fandom.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Growing up as a kid in the Boston area, I grew up 3 or 4 miles out of Boston in a city called Medford, Massachusetts. Medford, Massachusetts has its own history, and the last Bruins coach, Joe Sacco, was a Medford guy. Mike Pagarulo, who played for the New York Yankees and the Minnesota Twins, won a World Series. He's a South Medford guy. I'm from South Medford. But growing up as a Patriots fan, as a kid. The Patriots were awful. I mean, they were dreadful. They were so bad. I joke with the younger kids now that they were so bad that their road games weren't even on TV. That's how bad they were. And they were a laughing stock. I mean, they had a few good years. 76 was a good year. 85 was a good year. When they went to the Super Bowl and got trounced by the Browns. But they were generally like a laughing stock. But they were lovable in our own way. One story I like to tell is when I got out of college in 1987, the Patriots went to the Super Bowl in 85. In 86, they went to the playoffs and lost to Denver. And Denver went to the Super Bowl that year. So 87, you'd think that it would be tough to get tickets. One of my good friends, we were reading the newspaper. It was probably like the end of June, early July. They said tickets go on sale July 18th, whatever the day was. So he said, "Oh, let's go down and get some tickets." So we drove down the day the tickets were open, and the old Foxborough Stadium, or Schaefer Stadium, or Solver Stadium, whatever you remember it as, they had the ticket booths up, and it looked like those wooden ticket booths you see at a high school. They had like 7 or 8 of them, all lined up. So we drive down, we pull in the parking lot, we get out, nobody there, just me and my buddy Pete. So we walk up to the ticket booth, and the guy looks at me and he goes, "Well, what do you want? Well, how can I help you?" I said, we'd like to get season tickets. I am 22 years old, right? And the guy looks at me and he goes, "Okay, where do you want them?" And this is a year and a half after they've been to a Super Bowl. And, he gave me a map of the stadium, highlighted some sections. Yeah, just go look around the stadium and come back and tell me what you want. And back then the tickets were like $25 a ticket. We bought 4 tickets. And 4 tickets for 10 games, so $100. So it cost us about $1,000, right? And so we had the tickets for 2 years, and the team was really bad. And we, you know how football is now. The weather gets real bad November, December. Like, yeah. So we gave them up in 1989, I think. But just watching the team, the old Foxborough Stadium was an awful, awful stadium. You can't imagine how awful it was. And but it was a great place to watch a game. And when I was in college in 1985, this is the year they went to the Super Bowl. During my college winter break, it was the last game of the season. And me and my brothers scored some tickets to the game. We went down. Patriots beat the Bengals, and that was we ran out in the field. We tried to grab the flag off the goalpost when they're pulling down the goalpost. Well, the fans took the goalpost. They went outside the stadium. They took it up Route 1. They stood the goalpost up, and they all got electrocuted. That's just Foxborough. This is the way it is. It's just a different place. It's a different place. Now, Foxborough is about 35 miles outside of Boston. It's like it's not in the middle of nowhere, but it's not like the easiest place to get to. I mean, I'm kind of lucky where I live now. I live 25 miles west of Boston, and I can get to Foxborough without getting on a highway. So I'm kind of lucky, and I'm about 25 minutes from the stadium. But Foxborough on game days, so Route 1 is it's like 2 lanes in, 2 lanes out, and it's just to leave the stadium after a game takes you about 3.5, 4 hours to get home. It's not a lot of fun. No.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a great place, though. I mean, if you ever get a chance to visit Foxborough, you should visit and take a tour. Take a tour of the stadium. The stadium tours are great.
Just don't do it on game day.
Just don't do it on game day. But a stadium tour, they bring in the visitors' locker room. I took a tour once. It's a long story behind that, but I took a tour once. They brought us in the visitors' locker room. And what you noticed was this rug. This rug was a gray rug with all these squiggly lines in it. It just looked awful. And the tour guys said, "Oh, yeah, see that rug? Yeah, that was an afterthought. They threw that rug in there. And it turns out that rug is actually a psychological advantage because the teams come in, they look at the rug, and all they can think about is the rug. They can't think about the game. It's really weird. But yeah. So being a Patriots fan growing up was interesting. you know, when the 2000s came and they had their run, they actually had two runs, as we all know, and the most hated team in all of sports. It was really weird when they won their first Super Bowl. It just didn't compute. You know, it took like 4 or 5 days to kind of, you know, process the fact that they actually won, because it just wasn't them. But you know, so as a Patriots fans, we can appreciate a lot of the things that the Browns have gone through, especially since they've come back since 1999. And you know, we all really think that, you know, a really good Browns team would be good for football.
So it seems like we have sort of a symbiotic relationship. I mean, you guys were terrible for all those years.
Yeah,
we were
40
pretty
years,
decent. Yeah, now you guys have been great, and we're terrible. So it's kind of,
well, we haven't been good in the last 5 years.
Looking in the mirror, huh? Yeah. So.
We haven't been good for about 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, this year they're having a good record. Are they a good team? We really don't know.
Yeah. TBD.
It's, despite what some people think in Cleveland, it's still kind of early in the season. You know?
Yeah. Right.
Well, I think you guys have a better team than people want to believe. I mean, that's why I say this game, throw the records out. You know, you have a defense that is smothering. You know, Myles Garrett can just wreck a game. You just really can single-handedly. Your skill position players are very, very good. I think, you know, we can all agree that if you look at the Browns, their offensive line lacks. And your quarterback, you're kind of figuring it out. I mean, he's really, really accurate. How strong is his arm? We really don't know yet. How is he going to develop? We really don't know yet. And I think, you know, between Cleveland and the Jets, I think we found out that giving up on a young quarterback too early is a mistake. You know, we saw that with Sam Darnold. We saw it with Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. You know, the Patriots have a young quarterback. How good is he going to be? We don't really know. He's been good. He's been great the last 4 or 5 weeks. But how good is he? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Just along those lines, John, can you tell us what it was like last year with a rookie quarterback?
Yeah. Well, he didn't start until about week 8 or week 9. And
so they were holding him back, huh?
Yeah. They had Jacoby Brissett. And don't forget they had Gerard Mayo as the head coach. And the poor guy, I think he was kind of just set up to fail. It was just a bad situation. They had a bad roster, and you know, he was kind of thrown into it, and he was never really coordinated or anything. Yeah. But I think there was a lot of signs early on with Drake May that he could be a top-notch quarterback. Particularly, I think the game in Tennessee where he threw a last-second touchdown pass to tie a game. You know, he had a lot of turnovers. You know, made a lot of rookie mistakes. You know, he scrambling, he wouldn't slide a lot. He got his head banged around a little bit. But I think what we saw was someone that had a lot of potential. Now, the leap he has made this year, nobody expected this much of a leap.
Yeah,
I think realistically, we didn't expect this much of a leap. But we did kind of think as fans that we probably hit on the right guy. You know, and so far this year, it looks like that. But then again, you know, the schedule has been favorable. Okay. And that's why this week is a big test for him. I mean, he's facing, you know, he's facing Myles Garrett. Okay. He's facing the Cleveland defense, is one of the best in the league. His left tackle is a rookie who's played well, but he has never faced anything like Myles Garrett. I mean, this guy is a one-man wrecking crew. He can wreck a game by himself. So they're going to find out really quick. You know,
I say holding him back kind of tongue in cheek, John, because you know half the Cleveland fan base feels right now that the Browns are trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders by not giving him first team reps and all these other crazy stories. I guess my reason for asking you about Drake May is that, he was number 3 pick in the draft, obviously.
Yep.
High
Yeah.
expectations coming out, right?
Yep.
But it still took almost a
Yeah.
full season, right?
Yeah,
Or
and he
more than a
didn't. He didn't start week 1 of his rookie year.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
started.
didn't.
You said he started week 8, and then he's finally coming into his own in his second year, right? So we have this expectation in Cleveland that that a quarterback has to be the savior, the first time
Yeah.
he straps on the helmet. So
Yep.
I just thought that would be good to just lend a little perspective from another organization who was looking for.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys got. I feel bad. You guys got burned by the Deshaun Watson. I mean, it was a lot of money. He was hurt, missed 2 years actually, and and then he came in and he was he hasn't played well, and God knows what's going on with him now. And that strangled a lot of things. Not only just because you had a quarterback that wasn't playing well, you had your salary cap, which was just completely strangled by one guy.
Right.
But I will say this about your team, is that your skill position players are excellent. Your defense is great. I mean, you got the best rookie running back. Judkins he's the real deal. He was drafted actually behind Travion Henderson, who the Patriots drafted, who hasn't played very well. And basically, every time they give him the ball, he just runs into a wall of defenders. That's just what he does. He doesn't try to move. He doesn't look for a hole. He just tries to take his 200-pound body and try to bowl over 800 pounds of defenders.
Yeah, the Browns actually took Judkins ahead of Henderson. I think
they
just
did.
ahead of him.
Okay.
And a lot of Browns fans weren't happy about that at the time.
Yeah, there was a couple of picks certainly.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
they've changed
I
their
haven't
mind
heard
since
much
then.
talk about it recently, though.
Yeah,
Right.
I've heard that. I'm pretty sure they changed their mind. That kid's a really good running back.
Full disclosure, I was a Travion Henderson guy. I felt like he had more upside than Judkins.
Mhm.
He was more of an explosive runner, more of a home run hitter. I think it's a little early, like you said, about giving up on players, John, to say that.
Yeah,
he's
I
not
wouldn't
gonna
write
develop into
Travion
that.
Henderson off yet.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
No,
well,
he's
not
been
at
good
all.
in the return game. I mean, one thing the Patriots they've had a really good return game. They've had, I think they've had 2 returns for touchdowns this year. We're in week 7, week 8. So,
Yeah.
no, they did lose Antonio Gibson for the year. And that's another thing. This is, the first time I can remember in a long, long time the Patriots being a healthy team.
Hmm.
I've
That
never
helps
seen
a lot.
Yeah, I've never seen a Patriots team this healthy, even during their, the dynasty years. They were never this healthy. Of course, they're very thin at the same time, so being healthy helps.
Yeah.
So John, you said the Browns are good at the skill possession. So you mentioned Judkins.
Your wide receivers, Judy is good. Your tight end, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Number 85,
Njoku.
Njoku.
Yeah.
Your defense is, oh my God, you're the best defense in the NFL right now.
Okay.
I
I wanted to see if you were going to go any deeper at wide receiver than Jerry Jeudy, because we may have the worst wide receiver room in the league.
Have you seen New England's wide receiver room?
It's you
pretty
guys have a
bad.
couple guys that are doing pretty well.
Well, yeah, but that's because Drake May. That's because of Drake May.
Yeah.
I mean, Kayshon Boutte, when he was in college, he was. They thought he was a first round talent, and he had some issues. And the Patriots actually got him, I think, in the 6th or 7th round, about 3 years ago. Stephon Diggs has been better than advertised, better than expected. He's come back from his injury a little bit earlier than they thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he can stay healthy the rest of the year is a question, obviously, because of you got to think of the fragility of his knee. But I think the best thing that's happened with him is that he's been a solid citizen, which hasn't been his reputation. And I think a lot of times when guys get older, they kind of think about their legacy in the league, and maybe that's starting to hit him now. He's on his he's on his 4th team. Maybe he thinks this is the end. But
Could be.
yeah, but the Browns have historically had, especially I don't want to say historically, I want to say over the last 7 or 8 years, they've been very, very good in the skill positions. You've had trouble at quarterback.
Always, yeah,
Right?
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, going
And
back
this year, I think
generations.
yeah, and I think this year your trouble more is your offensive line and your quarterback. You know,
It's hard to fully analyze the quarterback when the offensive line is part of the problem.
yeah, and that's a
It
problem
just
Jericho
does.
May had last year. Right, the offensive line was brutal. I mean, they lost David Andrews early on, and David Andrews, you know, for someone that was a center, he's a beloved character in the Patriot Nation. When they cut him at the end of the year and he's going to retire, it was a sad day for all of us. I mean, David Andrews is just really just salt of the earth, just a New England guy. And yeah, I'm sure like you have a lot of guys in your teams like that that are just Cleveland guys,
Yeah.
tough guys, resilient guys.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Joel
But-
Batonian.
Yeah.
Joel Batonia. Yeah, I was thinking of Charlie Hughley when the Browns let him go. I mean,
Yeah.
not big like star on the team,
Well, you're
but just the
standing
guy
by
that
Joe Thomas,
people.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So Jeff, let's pivot back to the Browns Dolphins game. Let's just because we were there. You know, I kind of feel responsible at least slightly for bringing home this win.
Right.
Browns win 31-6. Just really dominate the game in all three phases. Man, we could talk about so many different players as far as what they did. I expected Quinshon Judkins to have a bigger second half, but man, he scored 3 touchdowns. So I'm not going to get hung up on the yardage. It was good to see him get 25 carries.
Well, it kind of worked against him that he had such short fields when they got the ball. I mean, one of their touchdowns,
Well, that's true.
They got the ball at the 3-yard line. So
yeah, that kind of hurts the average a little bit.
Yeah, it hurts the per carry average a little. Yeah. Let's face it. The Dolphins were terrible. I mean, they were
bad.
They were disinterested in playing. They were sloppy. I don't throw the word quit around very easily, but I thought they were in danger of quitting late in the game. Two things that jump out about that game: turnovers and penalties. Penalties, the Dolphins had 11 for 103 yards. Browns had 5 for 37. Yeah. And I think at least 3 or 4 of those penalties gave the Browns first downs.
Some of them
terrible.
Were kind of pretty critical. Yeah.
Yeah, and then turnovers. Obviously, the Browns took care of the ball, and the Dolphins threw 3 interceptions, and they fumbled one time on a kick return. So that's really the difference in the game. It's funny if you look at the stats from that game, very even. But when
turnovers.
When you're that lopsided in penalties and turnovers, it's just not a close game, and that's really what it was. I think it was great for us as Browns fans. It was fun game to sit there, and of course we were wet and cold.
Even with a little rain, it was great.
But yeah, otherwise we had a great time because we were winning big, and yeah, I guess the great thing about it is that our defense really seemed to put their best day together. We talked against Pittsburgh about how they had their worst day, and they really put their best day together against the Dolphins with everybody contributing.
You can't underestimate how breaking the will of the Dolphins in a game can help your team. Right? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, that was an impressive win. I mean, the Browns just broke them. Right? You guys scored on them a million different ways, and you dominated the game, 31-7. It was a dominant game.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just remember, the Patriots only beat them by a touchdown. I know it was week 2, but it was only a touchdown.
Yeah, 33-27. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was not a great day by the Dolphins, and the Browns, I thought, played probably their most complete game that we might see all season in terms of all 3 phases. Yeah. Unless and until our offense proves that they can score on their own, we're going to need that kind of contribution from the defense to set us up for points and to score points. I mean, Tyson Campbell in his second game with the Browns takes a pick six back. Just everything seemed to go our way in that game. And not that it was luck, but the guys played at a level that they deserved that kind of outcome. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see us play like that regularly, but you almost have to think that that's kind of a fluke.
Well, you're not going to get that. You're not going to typically get that many turnovers, but
no, but you're selling your team a little bit short, though. I mean, I think you're coming into the season. Everybody thought, okay, the Browns are going to be 4-13 or whatever it is. The Patriots are going to be 5-12, whatever. Your team's a lot better than a 2-5 team.
Well, yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah,
That's why this game is so pivotal for both teams. I mean,
this
is a game where if the Browns win, they go to 3-5. They win a big game on the road, and then you have to look at the rest of your schedule and see what it looks like.
Right.
For the Patriots, okay, yeah, they've won 4 games in a row. Okay, yes, they did beat Buffalo in Buffalo, right? But Buffalo did lose the next week. Okay, and they didn't play this week. So now people are looking at Buffalo and go,
I think Buffalo turned the ball over a bit in that game too, didn't they?
A couple of times, yeah. But now everybody's looking at Buffalo and saying, is Buffalo really that good?
Yeah.
Right? So we don't really know yet.
Right.
So that's why this is a big game for both teams.
Yeah, wins are important no matter how you get them.
Yep.
I mean, in terms of building morale, like you said, within the clubhouse, and just for the overall sake of the franchise, we need wins. We can't lose for draft picks at this point. We need to be winning and
beyond that,
establishing that culture.
Yeah, you have a better team than it's given credit for.
Well, we have talent for sure.
We don't see a lot of Browns games, but when we do see Browns action, it's not. We don't look at it like, oh my God, this team's awful. We don't look at it at all. We look at this team. We say, I see a great defense. I see really good skill players in offense. We see an offensive line that's struggling. All right. We see a quarterback he's very, very accurate. But Jesus, the ball takes about 25 minutes to get to the receiver, doesn't it? His arm doesn't seem all that strong, but it gets there, right?
Yeah.
And Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl doing that. So,
right. No, it's interesting to get another an outsider's perspective on our organization.
Yeah, you're a scary team.
We as fans, all we see are the losses. We tend to forget that we do have some really great positions of dominance. Like you said, Myles Garrett, Denzel
wreck a game.
They have the ability to take over a game at times, right?
Yeah.
We have the ability to play well in certain phases of the game. I think we sort of get locked up in the fact that, like you said, we really don't have much of a passing attack, and so we're one-dimensional offensively, right? If I'm the Patriots and Mike Vrabel is sitting there putting together a game plan, I'm salivating to stop Quinshon Judkins and dare us to try to beat me with Dylan Gabriel's arm.
Yeah. Well, we'll say this about the Patriots defense. I think it's rated around middle of the pack, maybe a little higher.
Better against the run than the pass, though, right?
They are, but the thing with the Patriots defense is they're not very good in the first quarter. They've given up first drive scores, I think, in almost every. Let's see, they've played 7 games. I think they've done it in 6 games. They give it up first drive scores, which plays in the Browns' hand because their defense is so good.
Yeah,
and that's not lost on Patriots.
We're not good at playing from behind.
Right, but it's not lost on the Patriots fans that your defense is very, very good, and that's why this game is so. We think it's a 1-score game. Well, I'm thinking it's like a 16-13 game.
Yeah. It could be a bit of a trap game based on the fact that Drake May has played so well, and he's going to see different things this week. He's going to
Yep.
face more pressure than he has faced. Right.
Right.
He's going to see a lot of man coverage. And I think the Browns started to show against the Dolphins a willingness to bring blitzes from different places.
Yeah,
Traditionally,
they do.
Jim Schwartz has been one of the least blitz happy guys in the league. He brings pressure with four-man rush traditionally with very little blitzing. But last week he was bringing it from different places, and it just sort of plants the seed with Drake May of where could that pressure come from?
Right.
So that could upset him a little bit.
It could, yeah, especially if he feels he's trapped.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Drake May has been good with his legs. He slides a little bit late, and sometimes he whacks his head a little bit. But the Patriots' strength in their offense is their deep ball. That's their strength. I mean, the running game hasn't been very good at all. Every time Ramondre Stevenson gets the ball, you hold your breath, hoping he doesn't fumble. Trevion Henderson is still trying to figure it out. Antonio Gibson's out for the year, which is their only significant injury. So the running back position's been really, really, really hasn't contributed a lot to the offense. I mean, they have 2 losses. One loss was to Pittsburgh. They lost by a score, but they fumbled. They turned the ball over 5 times. You're not going to win a game. 2 in the end zone.
No.
So,
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why the Browns are an interesting matchup for them, because the defense is just your defense is just immaculate. Your defense is just your linebacker. You got strong linebackers. Myles Garrett accounts for a lot, but Mason Graham I know he's a rookie. He's a good player. You guys got a gem there. Actually, it turns out that making that trade, everybody laughed at Cleveland for making that trade. You gave up a generational player. But you
Not
turned it
looking
in.
like much of one, is he?
Huh?
That generational player isn't looking like much of a generational
not.
player
And,
so far,
I
is he?
think we're finding out that
I think he's improving, but yeah, he's I mean, the Browns so far looking pretty smart.
It was a good trade for them. It turned out to be a good trade, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at it, right, they always say, like, they've always been saying over the last 5-6 years that you need these number one wide receivers. You need these number one wide receivers. But I think you find it out if you look at you look at Kansas City. They don't have a number one wide receiver. A lot of these teams don't have number one wide receivers, and they're playing really well, right? I mean, look at the Patriots. They don't have, the best receivers are number 3 on any team.
Yeah.
Drake May can get them the ball.
We don't know because of our quarterback situation, John.
Yeah.
So it's hard for us because the Browns don't take wide receivers high, and then we get these guys in, and it doesn't seem like they ever get a shot because Kevin likes to have 2 tight ends, and you go to the tight ends, and we don't throw the receivers much, and then these guys are around for a few years, and then they're gone, and it feels like a wasted 3rd round pick. So, I can't agree or disagree with you. I think it works differently when you got a good quarterback than when you're trying to find a quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes I think what you guys have found is like being patient with a young quarterback. Now you have 2, right? You have Shedeur Sanders and you have Dylan Gabriel, and you got to figure out which one is going to be the guy. Right now they're going with Dylan Gabriel because he was a higher pick. Is Shedeur Sanders a better quarterback? I don't know. Is he a better athlete? Probably a better athlete, right?
People would argue with you.
Yeah, I mean, no, because he can run,
Yeah.
he can throw, he can,
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Yeah.
We talked going into the draft, John, about that you needed to have a high floor guy at the start of the season, and in a perfect world, you'd have a high ceiling guy to look at later.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where we are. We have a high floor guy in Dylan Gabriel who played a lot of college football and cerebrally understands the game, and is able to execute a game plan for Kevin Stefanski that he's comfortable with.
Yep.
Taking care of the football and a bunch of high percentage stuff.
So a game manager.
Right. Yeah, that's sort of the swear word that everybody uses, right?
Yeah.
For a mediocre quarterback, right?
Right.
You're managing the game. You're trying not to lose it, and that really limits your playbook, and it limits your ability to put points on the board. And we're averaging before last week, I think 13 point something points per week.
Mhm.
So not and that again in that Dolphins game. A big chunk of those points, like 24 of those points, were the result of our defense, almost directly. So, as a quarterback for the Browns, what we're watching with Dylan Gabriel is there's not a heck of a lot of upside. I'm pretty much convinced that we've already seen his ceiling. I think I'm willing to watch him a few more weeks and let him open up the game plan a little bit more. But I think what that means is he's probably going to start making some mistakes. He had 2 or 3 turnover worthy throws out of his 18 against the Dolphins. He should have really been intercepted twice in that game. Once was negated by a penalty, and the other one kind of went right through the defender's hands.
Yep.
So he
Wound
hasn't
up
turned
being
the ball.
a catch. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And he hasn't turned the ball over more so because he's been lucky than because he's really made a lot of great decisions.
Yep.
So to go back to the Shedeur Gabriel thing, we're probably looking at Gabriel for 3 or 4 more games.
Yep.
And then Shedeur's going to get his chance
He's
to
going
play.
to get his chance. Yeah.
I'm not sure
when he's going to get his chance. He might get it this
I'm not
week,
sure that
right?
he's going to be any better initially. We're going to have to go through that same learning curve again, right? Just like you guys did with Drake May. It's going to take 10 or 12 games to find out what he's made of too.
Right.
And you still have the same offensive line, and you still have the same
Receivers
wide
dropping
receivers.
ball.
Well, I guess that, I would think that your team would have to kind of decide what do they want to do at quarterback, right?
Well,
Before the
that's
draft.
You have 2 young
Yeah.
guys. You have 2 young guys, 2 different skill sets, right?
Yeah.
That's what you have, and that actually could be a good thing, right? Depending upon how you think you're going to build the team going forward.
Yeah.
So you might be in a position of strength, believe it or not. I think what we find out is what we kind of forget is that when these guys are in college, right, these quarterbacks, they're looking at defensive backs that are 18, 19, maybe 20 years old. The bodies aren't developed, the minds aren't developed. And all of a sudden you put them in the NFL and you got guys that are 25, 26, 27. Their bodies are developed, their minds are developed. They're at the peak of their athletic ability. And the adjustment is just brutal.
Sure.
And some young quarterbacks are going to adjust fast. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, perfect examples, right? I'm not going to put Drake May in that category because I can't tell you right now if it's luck or if it's skill or I just can't. I just don't know.
Yeah.
But and that's why I get back to the point when we talk about Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. How these guys were given up on early. And Baker Mayfield, I don't think he was given up on because of the Browns front office. I don't think he was given up on because of OBJ's dad with those horrible text messages and
It
everything.
was just a mess.
There was a lot of drama back then.
There was a lot
Yeah.
of drama, and OBJ, he's famous for that one catch in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And he's had some other games, but
He made a couple here, not many,
He
but he made a few in Cleveland.
yeah, he made a few. He did play well in the Super Bowl until he got hurt. But I think by and large, I think that guy probably did more damage to the Browns than the Browns want to admit.
I think what we
Probably
hope
so.
to come
Probably
out of
so.
this season with, John, is no worse than we have identified a long-term backup quarterback for our organization. That's
Well, it's gonna be one of these
really-
two guys.
For me,
Setting the bar
that's-
kind of low, but
Yeah,
Well,
but
you don't want
that's
any
been the
injuries
plan,
either.
right?
You don't
No
want any
worse.
devastating injuries. You don't want any
Right.
devastating, and you want maybe
Right.
some of these guys. I know you got a great defense already, but maybe some of them develop. And I don't know who's on your offensive line. I know you have one guy. Was it Patino? Was that his name?
Antonio.
Antonio.
Bitonio. He's been around a while. He's been a great offensive lineman for your organization. You got a
Probably
bunch
his
of guys
last season. Yeah, it's probably his last season.
Yeah, but you've had a
Yes.
bunch of guys that are younger. You just got to see how they develop, and if they, if you draft well, I mean, offensive linemen, you can get them on the, as undrafted free agent. Look at the Patriots. David Andrews won 2 Super Bowls, beloved person in New England. Probably get his retired number if they weren't going to run out of numbers, but nobody's wearing his number now. Undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Right, out of Georgia. There's just a lot of those guys that are out there.
Yeah.
But
We
I
haven't had
think
that
your
kind of
team
luck.
is better than I know your team is 2-5 and they've had some tough games, but your team's a lot better than that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the outsider's look. We look at, Patriots fans are looking at this game saying, this is not a layup. This is a really good team. This team presents a lot of problems. This is
It would
really
be
going to be a good game.
It would be a huge step for our team to win against a good team on the road.
Mhm.
We've not shown the ability to do that
Yeah, maybe next week, not this week.
in a long time, right? So
Yeah.
John's going to talk about the Browns. He's not going to out and out just root for the Browns to win this
yeah,
game.
that would, I think I'm just saying though, as far as us setting expectations for this game,
Yeah.
that's something that we have really struggled with is winning on the road, period,
Yeah.
but especially against
That's
quality
true.
opponents.
That's
So
true.
yeah, we're 2-2 at home, and we've gotten blown out on 3 road games. So good team, bad team really doesn't matter nearly as much as what happens this week.
Well,
And
if
we know in
if
the
this
NFL,
means
anything
anything
can
to
happen.
you, this means anything. I think the Patriots have won, and since the beginning of 2024, I think they've only won 3 home games. And since 2022, I think they've only won 4 or 5.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a really good chance. Well, your team isn't. I mean, your team isn't the dregs of the NFL. Your team's a lot better
No.
than it's given credit for.
Yeah, and yeah, we'd like to see him play well, and this does feel like a good yardstick. This game.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm telling you, this is going to be.
I think it is for both teams.
Yeah,
really
this
do.
is
I think
going to
so.
be a great game. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be a one.
And then we have the added benefit of next week is a bye for us.
Yeah.
And then we're at the trade deadline. So I think we will find out in this game whether the Browns are going to be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. And we will find out what sort of adjustments they want to make through the bye week.
If I were the
Well,
Browns, win, lose, or draw this week, I would be buyers. I would be buyers because you have a great defense, right? And you have, there's some problems in the offensive line that you guys are well aware of. But if you could buy some offensive line help, right? It's going to set you up for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, and it would certainly help you to see what these young quarterbacks could do too.
Yeah.
To add a little something on the line.
Right. I mean, the NFL fans around the country, around the world, want to see a good Browns team. I mean, look at the story the Lions have been for the last 4 years. People are sick of the Chiefs. Is anybody sick of the Lions? No. Is anybody sick of the Vikings? No. Right?
No, I mean, yeah,
and everybody
would
love to see a good story.
I think the Lions
of
are a great story. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lions
the
are
I
Browns
think they
are
are
a great
too.
story too.
build
I
the
think
team
they are
the right
too.
way.
Yeah, the Browns are
Yeah.
a good story. I mean, they've knocked on the door a couple of times of being a really good story. I don't think you're all that far away. I really don't.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're just as far as it's going to take to get out from underneath a really big, really bad contract. And
We
that's
have one
probably
really big,
one more
really
season.
bad contract.
That might, yeah, that's probably going to happen next June. I think they're
Yeah,
probably going
well,
to
just-
happen
just
next June.
Yeah,
One,
because
one
his
more
cap
season
hit-
of
One
yeah.
more season.
Yeah, his cap hit is not very big if you let him go this year, right?
yeah,
yeah,
we can't let him go this year. And if we do it, next
it-
year, they can figure out how to spread it
Next,
out. It's
next June they can figure it
manageable,
out.
but it's still going to affect us for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I did want to talk just a little bit of news, guys. and it goes right into the trade deadline and the trades that that John was talking about and being buyers. It is the talk about Garrett Wilson, and I'm sure he's being talked about with other teams too. But there was this link to the Browns with Garrett Wilson, and
Was that made up by a Browns fan?
it probably was. I don't know. I mean, I've seen an
If
article
you guys
that
really want
articles
to
that
laugh,
it's possible.
Tony Rizzo had somebody tell him that was going to happen.
Well, Jarrett Mueller said that he thought there was maybe a 40% chance on this. So
Well,
that
we
he
have a
thinks
couple
it
of-
actually
we have a
has
couple-
legs.
We have a couple of
Okay.
Boston Twitter accounts. Savage Sports is one, and Boston Cream is another. Any player that comes up, they come up with all
it's
kinds
not
of
right.
trade scenarios for the Patriots to get
Proposing something, right?
laughs at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds not likely, but it sounds like it's possible. Like it could be something that would be discussed. So I was just curious to get. I mean, obviously, when you're looking at adding a guy like that, it's sure we'd love to have him on our team, but
Yeah.
then you got to look at the contract. You got to look at what you're giving up.
Yeah, I didn't
So-
look at his contract, Rod. Did you? What year is he in? Is he in 3
Well,
or 4?
he's on his second contract already.
Oh, he's on his second contract.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he signed
He's
a
a
big
big hunter.
contract. He signed a big contract, but I think he had a bunch of bonus money, so his next few years would be pretty palatable.
Okay.
He signed through. I can't remember. He signed through like 28 or 29.
Oh,
But
okay.
the last year or two, the hit is pretty high. But I mean, you're talking 25, 30 million at that point. But the next couple of seasons, 26 and 27, are not that
Depends on-
big because of the
Depends
bonus
on how much of
money.
that's guaranteed, right?
Yeah. So I didn't see anything
Okay.
about outs and things like that. I didn't study it that
Yeah.
close. I just said I wonder what his contract looks like, and it
Yeah.
looks like it might not be horrible if
Okay.
if the Jets paid him the bonus money up front, and the Browns would be responsible for what's left. So then it becomes a matter of the
Well, if you're looking for somebody to screw something up, it's going to be the Jets.
well,
The Jets they are
Yeah.
a complete disaster. I mean,
You feel
Oh
about
my
the Jets
God.
like we feel about the Bengals.
no, the Jets are 100 times worse than the Bengals will ever be. The Jets, Woody Johnson owns a team. I know you guys know that, but there was a story that came out the last year that they would pick teams based on how their sons looked at their Madden ratings. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean that's yeah.
Oh,
They're,
wow.
they're just complete. I don't know. So when's
Yeah.
Cleveland going to get hockey again? You guys need an NHL team.
We have hockey, but it's not NHL.
Yeah, well, you need an NHL team. I know Columbus
have
is
AHL.
not that far, but you guys need your own team. Bring
Right.
back the Barons. Pull them
Yeah.
out of Dallas.
Boy, you're going way back.
Yeah, put them
It's a long
pull
ways
'em out
back.
of Dallas and put them back.
Yeah. We don't have a strong hockey following here, John.
Really?
There's not a lot of ice around here.
Not a lot of
There's
you
not
mean
a lot of
indoor
ice in
ice.
Florida either.
Yeah, indoor ice. I should have qualified that. Yeah,
There's
plenty
of
outdoor,
outdoor ice. There's
Yeah.
outdoor ice all over the place.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
but not hockey grade ice. Yeah. So
Well, they're
yeah,
making
the-
hockey teams work in the South, right?
well, yeah, but yeah,
True.
the few schools that have programs,
Ohio
just
State.
they really. Well, I'm just talking even at the high school level around here. They really struggle to get their kids time on the ice because we just
Wow.
don't have a lot of it. There aren't a lot of places.
You know something is around here, obviously the Boston area, we develop NHL players all over the place.
Yeah.
A lot goes back to when Bobby Orr was playing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, when he was playing, rinks were popping up everywhere. So there's like 3 generations of people that played a lot of hockey. Matter of fact, in my hometown, I think there was 4 NHL. One time in the 1992 Olympics, I turned on the TV. United States was playing Italy. There were 3 guys from my hometown playing for the United States, and one guy playing for Italy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
just,
cool.
yeah.
So since we're talking about hockey, John, I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
You play hockey in the Boston area.
Yep.
Have you ever run across or run into a guy named Brad Pendleton up there playing hockey?
I have not. No.
Okay. It was a long
Oh.
shot. I knew a guy up there that played hockey, about our ages, I guess.
Yep.
So I thought maybe he
I'm
was in
older
one
than
of
you.
your leagues. I don't
I'm
think
60.
I
I'm
don't think
60.
so.
so. Yeah, I don't think so, John.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm almost 64.
Oh, all right. So you got a
Or
couple.
Brett-
Years.
Yeah.
Brad's a few years younger than me. So he's might be in his late 50s or early 60s. But yeah, he's played hockey up there for a long time too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The men's leagues, there are, oh my God, I don't know how many men's leagues there are and how many rinks there are. There's
yeah,
divisions and there's like rinks and I play in a complex that has 8 full sheets of ice.
wow.
Eight
Yeah,
full-
see, we have nothing like that
No.
in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah. The place is amazing. It's they have tournaments. People come from all over the country and like, wow, this place is great. It's got 8 sheets of ice, and there's like NHL players. Their sons are all there, and this and that.
The only place we have even close to that around here is where they train the figure skaters.
Oh, really?
And, yeah,
Well,
on the
they're
east side of
best
Cleveland.
skaters,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
They are the best skaters. Figure skaters. Oh my God, they
Yeah.
can skate. Oh my God, they skate so much better than the hockey guys.
Yeah, that's about the extent of our ice action around here.
Oh
So
wow.
anyway,
And I
let's move on
still
to
need a team in Cleveland.
let's
Yeah,
move
guys,
on to
let's
something football related.
yeah, we
Yeah, we
know,
got
we
off the
do-
beaten path.
You guys are fine. We do our we put our scores out, guys. So I'm going to go back to the Browns Dolphins game, the 31-6 game, and you remember the scores we predicted, Jeff?
I've got them written down here. Yeah.
Yeah, David, you and I, we all had the Browns winning a close game. Okay.
Yeah, within
David-
3 points, 3 or 4 points. Yeah.
Yeah. I did pick the Browns defense to only give up 6 points, but I'm
Right.
not claiming a win for that. David had the Browns offense scoring 17. He had the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To-
So
to-
we're going to call it a
truthfully,
push.
we were all half right and half wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. We
We
all
all thought
figured
we all
that-
thought it was going to be a low scoring game, and half of it was.
Yeah, we had the under.
The great thing is that the Browns scored 31 points, and it was still an under game.
It was still the under. Yeah. I've been good at getting half of my prediction right.
Yeah.
And not the other half. So
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. So on this game coming up Sunday, Browns Pats. We've talked about the records. Pats are favored by 7 points from what I saw.
Yeah.
7 points even.
Yep.
And the over under is 40.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think
Slightly up
I don't
from
know.
last week.
Yeah, slightly up. Do we know what the
Well,
weather's going to be like out there, John?
I can look right now. What did I do with my phone?
Mhm.
Oh,
know
here
if
it
you
is.
looked
Let me look.
around.
Let me tell you right now.
Yeah, I mean, John talked about the running game. I mean, Drake May's thrown for 1,744 yards, 75% completion,
Yeah, it's going
12
to be.
touchdowns, 2 picks. He's been sacked 22 times. He's also rushed for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
So it's going to be
22
about
times.
55,
Jeez.
between 50 and 55 degrees and cloudy.
Cloudy? Okay.
Yeah.
So not bad. Shouldn't really be a factor.
Then again, this is New England. It could change any second. You
Kind
gotta,
of, yeah,
you gotta,
kind of like where we live.
yeah. But that's right. You
Yeah.
got the lake out there. Yeah, that's right. You got Lake Erie out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, Patriots have been penalized 58 times for 447 yards. Browns 48 times for 388 yards. So the Pats are 10 for 12 on 4th down, 10 of 12.
Mhm.
Browns
No
10 of
tush push.
16. Yeah. Wow.
No tush push.
So that's about all I got. We've we've talked about the game quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
So looking for predictions now.
Yeah. Let's have it, John.
All right.
Yeah, I
Here's
mean,
my
I think
prediction.
we've gone over the schedule. So yeah, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Okay, so if you look at the lines, I would take the Browns in the under. I really think this is going to be a close game. I'm really looking at a 16-13 game. And
16-13 Pats.
probably only because they're home. Not that they're a great home team, but only
You're
because
saying
they're
you take the
home.
Browns on the points, is what you're saying.
I would
So
take
you
the
got
Browns on the
Pats
points,
winning
yeah,
outright.
because the Browns defense is just too good. And the Patriots offense, Drake May has been excellent the last 5 weeks. I mean, to the point that his sophomore leap has been something that we haven't seen since Mahomes. At the same time, he's never seen a defense like this. And the Patriots are prone to giving up early points. The Patriots commit a lot of penalties and make dumb mistakes. And I think the difference in this game, believe it or not, is going to be the Patriots' special teams. They're going to have they are likely to have one big return that will make a difference. And I think that's going to be the only difference in the game. It's going to be one return, a punt return or a kick return. That's going to put them in scoring position. That's going to be a difference. Other than that, it's an even game.
Yeah. Well, we know the Browns are prone to giving those up.
They've been susceptible there. So are you sticking with 16-13, John?
I think 16-13 is about the right score. I just think the Browns defense is too good to give up too many points. And the Patriots don't have a running game. And they're Drake May's been great, but it's the deep ball. And the defense is good enough to stymie a lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking it's not going to be quite as close for two reasons. Number one, I think this week is going to be a real challenge for Dylan Gabriel because the Patriots, as we mentioned earlier, are better against the run than they are against the pass. And that means Dylan Gabriel's going to have to throw us into some points. And that's going to open him up to some mistakes, I believe. If the Patriots are at all opportunistic on defense, they will be able to take advantage of a young quarterback who rarely throws the ball beyond the yard markers. The other thing that really concerns me, we haven't brought this up at all, is Mike Vrabel spent last year with us.
That's true. Yeah.
He knows our playbook inside and out.
Yep.
He knows our entire organization. Mike Vrabel ought to be able to put together a great game plan against us. And again, I don't think you have to be a genius to know that means stopping Quinshon Judkins and not turning the ball over on offense. As long as the Patriots don't turn the ball over, I think they can beat us. So I'm going to go 23-14 Patriots. I think they cover the spread. Browns just aren't any good on the road. Like I said before, if we somehow figure out a way to win on the road, it would be a huge watershed moment for us. I don't think it'll be this week.
All right, Rod, you're up.
Okay. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know exactly why. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a close game. And I really think that the Browns defense is going to step up and just play a good game. But I think it's going to be higher scoring too. Just a feeling. I'm maybe some points scored on defense on both sides, maybe some special teams points. And I won't be surprised if this game's won on a field goal at the buzzer. I got the Browns winning 23-20, just on a game that kind of changes the season for the Browns because they go into the bye and then they got the Jets. But it could easily be the Pats kicking the field goal at the end. So I just think it's going to be a close game.
That's a really good prediction. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see.
you got the over for once, Rod.
He's got the over, yeah.
I kind of feel like they're going to have a little carryover from last week with the defense. The defense is going to come in really hyped up.
Yeah.
And play well in this game. But which really doesn't go perfect with my prediction, but the Pats could easily score on defense and on special teams, and the Browns defense not give up all those points.
Well, it seems to me it's going to come down to two things: is how well does Judkins perform, right?
Yeah.
and how well do the Patriots return kicks? Because the Browns defense versus the Patriots offense is probably a wash, and the Patriots offense versus the Browns defense is probably a wash. But if Judkins makes a difference, or if the Patriots return team makes a difference, there's your ball game.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree. I think
And someone brought, which one of you guys brought up? Jeff, I think you brought up Mike Vrabel being with the Browns last week. Yeah.
yeah.
So he might have something in his mind about how do you slow down a Myles Garrett? Do you put another tight end over there? Do you put an H back over there to I mean, you're going to find out a lot about Will Campbell this week, right? And he was the 4th overall pick. He's played better than we expected him to. He's gone against Max Crosby and Joey Bosa, which is great. He hasn't seen anything like Myles Garrett before. We may not have seen anything since him. After
Pittsburgh did it with a 300-pound tight end.
What's that?
Pittsburgh stopped Myles Garrett with a 300-pound tight end.
Well, the Patriots don't have a 300-pound tight end. They have a rookie left tackle who's good.
Yeah.
His footwork is great. His body positioning is great. He's got short arms. But Myles Garrett is just a different beast.
Myles gets double and triple teamed all the time. I'm
he's fast.
I'm sure Mike Vrabel will do the same thing.
Oh yeah, Will Campbell will get some help. Yeah. I don't know that you leave him out there by himself long enough to find out how he does by himself.
Well, he's 7 games into his pro career. I mean, he's not Joe Thomas yet, but he's good. But Joe Thomas is he's a supernova, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Will Campbell has been better than advertised, or we'll say that.
Good.
Yeah.
He's been better than advertised. And then, the Achilles heel of the Patriots is a second round. They just can't hit a second round pick. It's just not since like Dion Branch. You go back 25 years.
Yeah.
Well, if you hit almost your picks, you're doing, or some of your other picks, you're doing all right. So.
Yeah. No. Well, they spent a lot of money in free agency, and they nailed that this year. Because they had so much money, and I think they're still like $48 million under the cap, so they can do a lot this year. But I think when you go to next year, the cap number changes, and I think they have some problems next year with the cap, but not this year.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm looking
just
forward
like
to
the Browns, they'll deal with it next year.
I'm looking forward to a great game. Hope we can all get together on Sunday night or after the game and talk a little bit about it and kind of debrief on the game. But geez, I'm really looking forward to a great football game between the two teams. I think this is more of an evenly matched team than anybody wants to give it credit for.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We appreciate you joining us, John. Is there anything else you want to leave everybody with?
What's that?
Is there anything else you want to leave everybody with as we kind of probably get ready to head on out here? We'll get your final thoughts.
I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I see Browns fans on social media a lot, and they love their team. You guys love your team. You're very proud of your team, win, lose, or draw. You're passionate about your team. I would say this. I would say to you that I think you have a good head coach. Fans probably disagree with me. I think you have a very good head coach. I just be a little bit patient. I think you guys' team is better than everybody gives it credit for. I don't think you're all that far away from being an elite team. A couple of changes in your offensive line. I mean, you got the running back. The wide receivers. I think the NFL has proven that you don't need a bunch of number one wide receivers anymore. Do you have the quarterback or not? I don't know. You got 2 young guys that you can build on. One guy's getting a shot now. The other guy hasn't yet. I mean, the other guy brings a lot of noise that you don't really want, right? Because of his dad and his, everything that comes with it.
If he can play,
but can he play? We don't know that. Yeah. We don't know the answer to that question yet.
That's right.
But keep supporting. I would say to your fans, keep supporting your team. It's not a lost cause. I know you've been through a lot. I went through a lot as a kid. Had 20 great years. The last 5 years haven't been very good, but if you trade off for the last 20 years, Okay, this year is a surprise.
Right.
This year is a
Yeah.
surprise for all of us.
Yeah,
We weren't
that's okay.
expecting anything like this.
Right.
We
We
weren't.
don't-
We were
We don't
expecting
need
Green Bay to be
we don't need
better.
8 Super Bowls to feel good about ourselves, John.
11 Super Bowls in our lifetime. I know.
Yeah.
We did have an embarrassing. The first time we went was embarrassing. It was 20 years old. Oh my God, was that embarrassing? But against that Bears team, they scored 10 points. It's the only points the Bears gave up in the playoffs that year. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, the Browns have a long, long history. I know it's been a long time since they've been champions. It's been over 60 years. But I appreciate it. Your fans are passionate. Your fans are great fans. They interact on social media. They attack me, and that's fine. I appreciate it. Hey, they love
Not
their
all
team.
of them.
Oh, but they love their team. Right? They love their team,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And that's great. You should love your team.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And as long as your players are representing your city well, they're getting involved in the city and interacting with the fans, just being good people. You got a lot to be proud of, And just think, if that guy didn't tag up from first for the Cubs, you guys would have been the city of champions in 2016. You could have won the
Should've
World
happened.
Series, and you're
Should've
always going to be
happened.
the Indians.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
You're
right.
always going to be
That's
the
right.
Indians. But
Yeah. Yeah.
no, Cleveland's a great sports city. You guys deserve a lot of success, and it's great. Great fan base, great people. A lot like Boston people. We've been a little bit lucky this the last 25 years, but we've been through it too, so we understand what folks from Cleveland and Chicago go through. We understand because we've been through it too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it'd be great to see you guys have a great, great to see you guys make the playoffs. It'd be great to see you guys do well, get into a Super Bowl. It'd be great. And I think everybody would appreciate that. It's just like with everybody's wants the Lions to win. Everybody wants to see the Browns do the same thing.
Right.
One of these
I
days.
mean, we're all in this together, even though we're different teams, but we all feel the same.
Different teams. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we all feel the same way.
Right.
No, but you guys,
Jeff.
you guys are big. You guys are great. Ron, I love the way you run your page. You hold people in
Thanks,
check.
John.
I
I do my best.
No, that's great. No, you do a great job.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a guy in Boston now. They call him I think it's the Grand Wizard of Twitter or something like that. Nobody's safe from him.
The Grand Wizard. Yeah. He talks to me. I think.
talks
I
to
don't know
you,
if it's the same guy. He must talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he
so-
smacks everybody around.
Yeah. He's a pretty nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
So-
He's okay.
He's all right.
Nobody knows who he is. He's somewhere in Boston. We don't know if he's we can't figure out if he's like Metro West or North or South or wherever he is. But
He comes on my tweet sometimes. It says something like, "This is Grand Wizard approved" or something like that.
Yeah.
And
well, if your Grand Wizard approved, I guess that's a good thing. If your Grand
he
Wizard
says
approved,
I am, so I don't know most of the time. So I'm
Grand
pretty
Wizard
happy
approved is
about
a good
that.
thing because
Yeah.
there's some radio guys in Boston. He approves that people love. So
Nice. So Jeff, you have any closing words tonight?
Yeah, thanks, John. We appreciate you coming on and giving us an objective perspective on our team and on the game coming up. I hope you're right. I hope it's a good competitive game and
Yeah.
we get out of it healthy
Yeah.
and get to the bye week. And I'll be really excited if we win this game and the Browns are buyers at the trade deadline. But if not, you know what? We've got more wins coming on our schedule, I think, and it's
right.
it's just going to be that kind of year. We'll just keep riding the roller coaster.
Hey, let me just say one thing.
So,
No matter what happens this year, it's exactly why they invented next year.
That's
We always have that here.
That's right.
That's why they invented next year.
Yeah.
No, but I think you guys are, like I've said a million times tonight, great fan base. You guys really do have a good team. It's really underrated. Your defense is just, as a Patriots fan, look at your defense, going, "Oh my God, how are we going to score any points?" Right?
Yeah.
But Dog Pound is great. Sorry we stole Bill Belichick from you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually, he was doing well in Cleveland until they decided.
You
until
didn't
they announced that
steal
he
him,
was gonna
Baltimore
move,
did.
And then it just all fell apart on him, and they
It
said, "Oh,
just
he's-"
kind of all happened all the same
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
But,
it's all in the past. It's all in the
Yeah.
past. We're looking forward. So,
no,
all right,
but,
guys.
but yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it coming on. I loved it, and maybe we can wrap it up. Maybe we can do something on Sunday night to wrap, to kind of debrief and wrap
Okay.
up.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me.
All right.
It was a
This
pleasure.
has been the Browns Blitz. We thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.